What is going on, everybody, to another Monday evening edition of the Football Smack Talk Show. I am your host, Ryan.
I'm Eric.
Welcome in, everybody. We are going to be talking some sad things tonight, obviously, unless you've been living under a rock. Jason Kelce has officially retired in what was quite the going away speech, retirement speech that let's be honest, I think a lot of grown men were a little emotional today watching it. Daniel checking in. What's going on, buddy? Appreciate it as always. This one was tough. I mean, you have Kelce, Lane Johnson, Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox. These guys have been with the team for a very long time, and Kelce is the first one to officially retire. We all kind of speculated it, but he said something earlier this morning that kind of led you to believe. He said, no kegs this time, doing a press conference later this afternoon. And you heard rumors that Travis was in town and, his family, were in town and whatnot. So, and they were everybody was in attendance.
Yeah.
And it was tough. He kind of had a prepared speech, and it was tough for him to get through it, and it was probably tough for a lot of us to get through it. And I think right now you'd have to put Kelce on the Mount Rushmore of Eagles. He means that much to us, and he means that much to the city, to this team, to bringing us our first and only Super Bowl championship. And Eric, I know you weren't able to watch it live, but you have since. What's your give us what your thoughts were. What did you think? What did you glean from it? And just overall thoughts.
Look, forget sports. Jason Kelce belongs on the Mount Rushmore of Philly. Like anything Philly. Like Jason Kelce, if ever there was a guy born to be a Philadelphian who wasn't even born here.
Yeah.
It was Jason Kelce, and I loved it when he was getting drafted, and when they told him, "Oh, you're gonna love Philly," it's like, man, and Philly's gonna love you, buddy.
boy, was that right? I mean, he was a, the type of person that just, you could tell is just a good man. He's a great family man, great father, and just overall gets it, but also has that part of him that is going to work hard, and he's going to embody the blue collarness of this area, and just but also parties just as hard, and we love that aspect of him. I mean,
I think you hit the nail right on the head without even really trying to when you just said he gets it.
He does. He absolutely gets it. Martin Lynch, Jason Kelce belongs in the Hall of Fame of speeches. Yeah, he
Yeah.
absolutely does. I mean, the fact of the matter is, his Mummers parade wearing Super Bowl championship parade speech is going to go down as as some of the all-time great speeches ever in Philadelphia, and
Yeah.
we are a town that was once the nation's capital. We had the signing of the Declaration of Independence and so many wonderful historic things
Hmm.
were done in Philadelphia, and that is going
Yeah.
to live
Yeah.
among them because of what it meant, the symbolism of what that team meant and what it went through.
Right.
He called everything out, and yeah, I mean that it is one of the greatest speeches in Philadelphia history of all time.
Of course, like I remember saying at the time, and I've said since, one thing Jason can never say is that he doesn't listen to the press.
Yeah, well, that's for sure. And but you know what? I think what I also got from that is you saw when he was done.
Hmm.
He went after he did his whole thing with his family. He went, shook hands, and hugged like 90. Like he shook hands with everybody, but he hugged like
Yeah.
95% of the media members and went one by one by one. Everybody who was in that room.
It
He
was the personal connections that he clearly made with everybody.
Right, exactly. I mean, he was there for 13 years,
Yeah.
7-time, Pro Bowler, only 6-time All Pro, which I think is those two should be a lot higher.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, listen, he is going to go as the greatest center in our lifetime. Of,
Yeah. No, agree.
he's going to probably go down as the greatest offensive lineman in Eagles history. And we have had
Yeah.
so many great Runyon, Thomas, Peters.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just to name a few. For the older guys, Al Wistert. Again,
Mm-hmm.
great names here, and I think he's going down as the greatest. I mean, he literally was an undersized center who switched from playing linebacker in college, and he got to study under Howard Mudd,
Right.
and
then
just stop. I mean, honestly, it's really not fair.
Yeah, look, and it's not like he came in with this great pedigree that everybody anticipated. He was a 6th-round pick who, and he was just happy to be in the league. And who would have thought on that day when we're watching the NFL draft, as we always do, and we see a 6th-round pick, Jason Kelce, center out of Cincinnati. It's like, okay, next.
This is well before we kind of dove in as we do to our our draft coverage. So we really didn't know who the hell this guy was.
Oh no, I had no clue who he was.
Yeah. So, but listen, he will forever be known in this Philadelphia area, from Philly to the shore and back. He'll never buy a drink ever again.
No.
And believe me, he could put him down. I've witnessed it.
Yeah.
In person. And listen, this is a sad day. But it's a day we knew that was coming. And this is a day that Howie and the Philadelphia Eagles knew that was coming. And, they set themselves up with Jurgens and
they set themselves up 2 different picks. They had handpicked to be the Jason Kelce replacement, and instead they had to use them at other spots on the line.
Yeah, you're right. And listen, they set themselves up beautifully. So they still have options. They can keep Jurgens at a right guard if they like, and say, underdog speech over the retirement speech.
Well, that's a great question. Look, I think the underdog speech is probably always going to rank up there. If I remove the emotion of today, if you ask me this question in 3 weeks from now, I think there'd be no doubt in my mind it's got to be the underdog speech.
Yeah, listen. I think his retirement speech is certainly going to go down as one of those that we
Yeah.
remember. It's certainly going to be, you know, oops, sorry. Isaac Seumalo was technically supposed to replace Jason Kelce. Yeah. Listen, after he had, and he even self-admittedly had talked about his bad year in what was it, 2016,
16.
I think it was. Yeah. But listen, the Eagles set themselves up beautifully. Honestly,
Yeah.
they can keep Jurgens at right guard, and let's say at 22. Somebody like a Jackson Powers Johnson, the center out of Oregon, opts in. And he is by far the best center out there. Boom. You can easily replace that and keep Jurgens there. Keep Steen as your kind of your super utility guy who can play tackle, can play guard. Hope to God we never have to use him, kind of thing. And maybe we wait another year before we try to go for the the full on Lane Johnson replacement. And
I wonder how many times we're going to draft guys who are going to replace Lane Johnson.
Yeah, right. Marshawn Lynch. As long as how he selects Edger and Cooper, I'm good. Listen,
well, sure.
As much as I've been clamoring for Trot, and I still will. I'm obviously still gonna, be smart about it and still take Coop over Trot, 10 times out of 10. I'm just also gonna try and trade up and also draft Trot, around like, say, Eric, why are you messing with me? What's going on?
I didn't touch nothing. I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah, sure you didn't. Anyway.
I wouldn't know how to do any of that.
Popped out, popped back in. But yes, listen, I would, I think if he falls to like 66, I think if he goes to 67 at Washington, I think Washington takes them.
Yeah.
By the way, I'd be fine on getting both of them, but yes, Cooper is the pick. Marshawn, again, I assume that's what you're going for. Marshawn instead of Martian Lynch. I don't know. I can just call you Lynch. Odds are CJGJ wears midnight green again. Yes, I've heard those reports.
I'd be in for it.
I mean, listen, I think, the reason why I feel like we're always tied to insert big name here is because Howie is always going to make that call and say, hey, what's the likelihood, or
what's it going to take?
What's it going to take? Because he checks in on everybody.
And that's smart. That's a good GM.
I agree. Mike, what's going on, buddy? How are you, pal? Hope you're doing okay after everything with today and Kelce. Listen, I think there's a real good chance we get somebody sign, trade a safety before the draft. Mr. Craftpot, what's going on, buddy? How are you today?
That's good, bud.
Okay, as well, with everything with the Jason Kelce stuff. But
I think this is the day to check in on our friends. Make sure everybody puts the news okay.
Honestly, I haven't checked in on our buddy Shane, who I feel like might have taken this the hardest of people I know.
But he posted a couple things on Facebook. I was kind of proud of his takes. It wasn't like the devastated, I'm so depressed that I thought we might get from poor Shane. But look, how can you? He owes us nothing.
Yeah.
Like absolutely nothing. And like you said, he will never buy another beer in this town again.
Never. And, in fact, I honestly, I'm tempted to run over to my fridge and crack one open for him.
Oh, I feel like we should, right?
I think we should, right? What do you want to? It's going to probably take you longer.
It'll take me longer. Want me to just go do that now?
You just go grab a beer. When you come back, I'll go grab my beer and then we'll crack them open again.
All right, I got you.
Our buddy Mike, thank you, pal. Wearing the Kelce jersey as we speak. I love that. But yeah, I literally was working from home today. and threw it on the TV. It was on NBC Philly. And I kind of took a break from work, and I literally sat there for the, however long it was, 45 minutes ish. And I sat there and just, teared up probably about 10 separate times. And I think when he finally got to the point where he was talking about like the Super Bowl and, you know, um, what that meant, and kind of those last moments of the game, I lost it. I'm not gonna lie. I absolutely lost it. I'm sitting there and I was like, it was funny. I was like, as if he was in the room with me. I was just,
Yeah.
he was talking about it, and I was just like, and he's like,
Your answer. Yeah.
and he's like, and I know exactly what that meant for Philadelphia. And I remember so many people coming up to me during the parade. There was one lady that had the, ashes of dead
Yeah.
whoever. And I know how much this means, and I literally I am with tears in my eye. I was like, it's like, you're damn right it does, Kelce, it does.
Well, look, I mean, obviously, I got to experience Super Bowl 52 with my dad. And look, I had planned on my sister when my dad passed away. She got like some of his ashes, and I had spoken to her before Super Bowl 57, and she said she would come up for the parade and she would bring the little bit of ashes that she had so that Dad could be at the parade.
Oh my God. Dude, now you're gonna make me cry, dude. Seriously, you can't be talking about the old man like that on this day.
Seriously.
Fuck. God damn it. Yeah.
All right, come on. Let's talk about this is the day of celebration.
This is to the legendary career of number 62, which should never be worn again.
Yeah, no, that's got to be retired.
And the fact of the matter is, Jason Kelce was the center for the Philadelphia Eagles for the last 13 years, for a lot of people, most of people's lives in this area. Mm-hmm. And he will go down as one of the greatest Eagles of all time. He will go down as one of the greatest Philadelphia athletes of all time. And in part, not only of what he meant to the city, how great he was, he played at such an all-pro level, but how he embodied the city and how he just understood us. He got us. He was one of us. And that hard work effort and that ethic that he had, combined with everything else, just made us fall in love with him. And today's a very sad day, but hopefully we will not have seen the last of Jason Kelce in this area. Hopefully he stays. I would assume so, with young kids. And who knows? Maybe his career path is in the coaching realm. So here's to Jason Kelce. May we share more beers like this. All right. Now I missed
we're not chugging them, right? Because that would be, that would be a mistake for me.
I mean, I like chugging. Sorry. Let's get back to the comments. I missed about 100.
Yeah.
Dives. We're getting old, boys. First it was J-Roll and Chase retiring. That hit me like a bag of bricks.
Mm-hmm.
Kelsey, yeah, that's a good one. Not even sad. I'm weirdly happy for him. 2023 didn't go as expected, and he ended his career healthy into 2023. It wasn't because of Kelce. Yeah, now you're right. The way of looking at it. Martian Lynch, will Nick retire the QB run with a center pull block now that Kelce is gone? I mean, listen, Jason Kelce is a major part of that, and I guess they're gonna see if that still works with whoever. I mean, listen, if we draft,
doesn't it suck that the last one he ran didn't work?
Yeah, right. Yeah, listen, I think if we draft somebody like Jackson Powers Johnson, I think we're going to keep it going. Jurgens, again, I don't know. I don't know if he would be okay with that. We'll see. That's his Hall of Fame speech.
Just print that out and take that with you to Canton and just fire it off again.
I was in a Zoom meeting at work holding back tears.
It's like being in a Zoom meeting, and it's like, you get your computer screen, you got split screen, the meeting you're supposed to be in, and you've got the press conference up on the other screen.
Just for free zone, Ryan. Yeah, thank you. But yeah, listen. Anybody who has watched our show knows how much Eric's dad meant to me as well. I'm forever grateful that he got to see Super Bowl 52, that we all three of us were in the same room. My son was there to witness it as well. So he was 100% like a father figure to me. So I definitely shared a lot of pain that day. That's for sure. So I'd love to see Stout take Kelce on his wing and Kelce become the new Stout. Yeah, that's a lot of people have kind of
pretty cool.
Thrown that out there as maybe hire him as an assistant, a line coach, and
I will say though, he seems like such a natural in broadcasting.
He kind of does, but again, I feel like he has a lot to teach too.
I'd much rather him go into the coaching route, because to me that ensures the game.
Kelce would have chugged it, Eric.
Damn it!
He's on world news now as well. That's how popular he is. Yeah, listen, the Kelce name is super popular right now, obviously, and
for a lot of reasons.
And partly because of Jason. Let's give him
absolutely. Look, lost in the whole all those Swifties watching during Travis Kelce's run was the when Jason in Buffalo walking around with no shirt on. God bless that. To me, when I saw that, I said, that's a man who knows he has no more consequences. He already knew he was retiring.
I feel like a lot of people kind of came to that conclusion. But Martian Lynch says, we will always have the center pull block QB run against the Bills this year.
Yep.
Listen. This is a tough day, but we'll get through it. We'll continue talking about it real quick.
It's a happy day. It's a celebration.
Yeah.
At least he's not a broken guy who.
I think that's again. That's I think the people can kind of take from all of this is, hey, listen, he's able to be with his family and.
Yeah, usually this game retires you. You don't necessarily retire from it.
Also very true. So, real quick, I wanted to take time out and give some time to one of our sponsors on the Edge of Philly Sports.
All right, guys, let's talk about Cherry Law Firm. If you get hurt at work in a motor vehicle accident, personal injury, or affected by criminal law, you got to call David R. Cherry of the Cherry Firm. Call 610-565-0300 or go to cherryinjurylaw.com. Let David R. Cherry fight for your rights. Again, that number is 610-565-0300. That's 610-565-0300 or go to cherryinjurylaw.com. Let David R. Cherry fight for your right.
All right. Thank you very much. Dives with the voiceover there.
Yeah. Good job, Dives.
Other than that, those must be new. They popped up here, and I went with them. So, can't just leave commercials around. I'm gonna play them.
Yeah, right. You leave them on that little screen that Ryan's gonna play every one of them.
For real. Whoever made this ad is a complete loser.
Was it Dimes who said that?
Yeah, of course it was.
Of course. Nice.
Will Fletch or BG have a media call like Jason to announce retirement? I feel like BG would. Cox wouldn't.
Yeah, I think Cox is just going to send out a press release when he does retire.
That almost feels like him. Where BG, I feel like, would be a little bit more theatrical and need to say some things. So, and plus, again, he had such a great relationship with some of the members of the media.
Right.
Knox, not so much. So, yeah, I think, I think that's probably, if I had to guess, that's probably the way I would go. But yeah, so listen, I think a lot of people were worried that this decision would, take a while and whatnot. But
I think it took the appropriate amount of time, though.
yeah, but also you have to know that the second he actually came to the decision, which was not today,
No.
he let the Eagles know. The Eagles were well aware of this decision. I would say a week plus, if not, maybe a little more. But yeah, it's not like he told him yesterday, like blah blah blah. I'm pretty sure he was like, "Hey guys, this is where I'm leaning."
At least let them know where he was leaning.
Yeah, exactly. So,
and I mean, I'm not sure he did that right away, but
probably. But now that we have this official decision, we now know going into this offseason, which, by the way, Eric.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you do.
Pretty sure I know.
We are mere slightly over a week from the start of the NFL free agency period.
I'll tell you what, man, one of the things I love about the later Super Bowl is how short that offseason really is and how quickly we get revved up. It is back to football time. It is, let's get some free agents and let's hone that scouting for the combine for the NFL draft.
Yeah.
Which started this past week with the combine. We're going to do a big draft preview the week before the draft as well.
What?
I know. Yeah, we are. I don't care if it's just me and you sitting in a house doing freaking mock drafts till our eyes bleed.
Oh, well, okay. Well, we can do that. But yes, the 13th is the official start, which is next Wednesday at 4:00. But this weekend, Eric and I will be bringing to you the first off-season roundtable, as we have done for many years, where we do our first of 3 roundtables, where we will discuss free agency in one, the draft in the next, and then, of course, kind of an off-season recap right before the season and a little bit of season preview. So we are still trying to lock down a location, so stay tuned. We will post that information on our Facebook and our Twitter for the Philly Sports Alliance. So, in fact, I think it's this way. The X, sorry, I keep calling it Twitter. The X at right there.
Nobody actually calls it X.
I don't know if anybody does, but I feel like people are more moving to that. So I just go.
Yeah, I know they're trying to get everybody to.
But we'll also post on our Facebook, and of course we'll be streaming live on the Edge of Philly Sports along with the Philly Sports Alliance, and we'll basically give you a breakdown of the upcoming free agency period, some of the team needs, some of the players in those positions of need, some of our own free agents, whether or not we feel they should be re-signed or not, and again, how much money we have to play with, and some other moves that may happen prior to the draft. So stay tuned for that. Right now, I think we are shooting for around noonish on Sunday, if we can lock the location. Otherwise, well, yeah, I mean, either way, I think we can.
Yeah, you say either way, we can do noonish.
All right, lock down Sunday at noon then. It's locked.
All right. It is etched in stone.
Locked in. So we'll either be live at a location or probably right here. But we'll have plenty of beers, even though they're not an official sponsor.
Yeah.
But hopefully we'll be able to get some other people, and we can kind of do this thing and have Yeah, nice little preview for everybody, and hopefully everybody can join us, get involved. So yeah, that'll be a fun time for sure. The first Philadelphia off-season roundtable number one.
I love it. I love it. I can't wait to talk football again. Last year, I'll be the first to admit, I had a Super Bowl hangover that had me down and out for a long time. This year, I think I'm okay saying I think I'm over it. Like, I'm ready to just let's move on. Let's tackle this year, and I'm into it. I'm excited. I can't wait to see what the Eagles are going to do this offseason, how Howie Roseman is going to fix this team.
Yeah, it did. Dives is so right. It went so fast. Unfortunately, we're gonna kind of switch talk over a little bit to the combine, which just concluded this past weekend. I didn't even get a chance to really dive in to all of the combine shows and whatnot.
Yeah.
I was working all week, and I was a little busy with my son, so I didn't really get a chance to kind of really, I had it on the background at work, and sometimes, you know what I mean, like I didn't really get a chance to really do it. Yeah, so I will be diving in this week, as I'll have some time during the evenings to rewatch everything. I taped everything. But Eric, I know you watch every single second.
Yeah.
And you self-admittedly were super behind me and my draft coverage. You've been able to take a little bit of a step ahead. Not overall, but just
Just in this. Yeah.
Right. So I want you to break down your thoughts from this combine, and whatever you want to talk about. Break it down. Let us know what your thoughts were, who stood out, who didn't, whatever you want to talk about. Bring it to us.
Well, as everybody knows, I'm a big fan of the University of Texas, and it was a good weekend for my Horns, man. We had a nice weekend. I'll tell you what, if Fletcher Cox does walk away, I think I know who I'd like us to get to replace him. Byron Murphy. Dude can ball. Oh, I'm absolutely in love with that dude. I have my first man crush of the off season. Yep.
So
first is what I think will be many.
So your first man crush,
yeah,
is at a person who is on your favorite college football team.
Yeah.
And also plays a position that we just drafted 2 years in a row.
I realized this.
You are signing off.
Yep.
From what I understand, you are signing off of Byron Murphy at 22.
Yes, I am.
So you're saying,
if we stick and pick, that's who I want. Now, what I'd actually like to see us do is, anybody who's watched this show in the past knows I love me some trade backs.
Sure. I think
Davion Sanders,
Wait,
tight end from Texas.
Okay. Listen, we're gonna have a problem now.
Oh, you want to fight about Jatavion Sanders? Okay, all right. Let's go.
Listen, those of us who are close with Sanders, call him JT. Okay, we're like that. Okay. Me and JT. Okay.
Okay, you and JT. Okay.
Me and JT. He has been my second round crush for about a
month. Okay, so you're with me.
A month and a half.
I don't think he's making it to the second round.
No, there's no way he's a first round pick. No way.
You don't think so?
No way. Again, the position isn't valued that highly, and if you look back at some of the first round talent at the tight end position, and has not lived up, and they've been able to find second, third, fourth rounders that have come in and shown
Sure. I mean, look up and down the league. George Kittle, Dallas Goddard, like all later.
Oh shit, that's great. My guy sounds like a side chick calling him JT. Listen, I'm just saying. Listen, as anybody who knows, and anybody that watches Edge of Philly Sports YouTube knows that Dives and I have been doing a lot of draft coverage. So we've been, we do a show every week, and
You guys are doing a show in like October or November about the draft.
Yeah, we absolutely are. And yeah, listen. So we've been on this for a while, and I have been on JT Sanders as my second round crush for months and months.
Who would you say is your first round crush?
I mean, listen, if you told me, see, it's tough because I look at the value at 22,
sure,
versus maybe somebody who I'd like to have more in the back end of the first round. But if you're saying stick with 22,
yep.
I think somebody I don't know if they'll be there, but I would be perfectly fine with Jared Verse.
Yeah.
A Latu from UCLA, again, both edge guys.
Yeah. I think both those guys, because of the value of the edge position,
I don't think they make it to us. Yeah. Listen, Tyler Guyton is a great player. He's just an offensive tackle, and we have no need to draft an offensive tackle in the first 3 rounds of this draft.
Good news, I don't think Tyler Guyton's going to be there 22 either. It's going to be close, but I don't think he's.
You think it's going to be a rush on tackles?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Especially when we get, after we get through 4, 5 through 10, I could make the case for any one of those teams. Yeah. And that's just 5 to 10.
I mean, yeah, you're right.
Then you get into the teens, and I think there could be a run there, too.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you might be
7 or 8 who belong in the first round. This is a deep tackle class.
Trying to think of trying to pull up my list now. I have not updated.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you haven't seen the combine yet.
Yeah, but let's see. I have 5 offensive tackles in the first round. Guyton in the second, which I think I should move him because I think he'll get back end of the first round. And listen, who knows? Maybe Kingsley Suamataia from BYU, Jordan Morgan, Arizona, and maybe Paul from Houston creep up. But I just don't see more than 6, in my opinion. But again, I still have to, do my thing. But you guys happy with DeJean at 22? Listen, I'm gonna. This is gonna be a hot take, and I'm usually not a hot take guy, and I'm not saying this to have a hot take. This is my genuine feeling. I just don't get a good sense about Cooper DeJean. I don't know what it is. I literally cannot explain it. So you call me bullshit all you want. There's just something about Cooper DeJean that I just don't like, and maybe it's I think a lot of people are kind of praising his versatility. He's a safety, he's a corner, what? Whereas I see it more of he doesn't really have a position. He's certainly talented, and believe me, I watched enough film and understand.
Sure.
I just don't know. Something about him just rubs me the wrong way. Maybe I feel like even not saying that is a little harsh because that's not exactly what I mean. But it's just one of those gut feelings that I'm just like.
Well, you wonder when people are saying, "Oh, he's got this versatility. He can play corner and he can play safety." Well, are you saying that because you feel like he's too slow to necessarily be a starting corner, but doesn't hit enough to be a starting safety? Because you could say that.
Maybe, but I don't even know if it's that.
Okay.
And so again, I still need to dive into it further. I still want to see his combine. I'm not even sure if he officially worked out at the combine. Again, like I said, that
Yeah,
far.
yeah.
But yeah. So I want to see all of that, and I want to watch more, and I want to be able to articulate this feeling that I'm having. And I don't know what it is, and I can't explain it just yet. And I honestly, this is the first time I've ever really shared it.
Well, I'm glad that you felt comfortable coming here into the trust tree and sharing
the
that.
nest. I thought we were in the nest. In the trust
Yeah,
tree. He rubs me the wrong way. Pause. I beg your pardon, sir.
yeah.
Listen, I mean, I'm not going to say no.
I will.
I'm not a fool. But yeah, listen, I think for the Eagles, I think now that Kelce is officially retired, I think somebody like a Jackson Powers, Johnson, and a Graham Barton, both interior offensive linemen, have to be considered.
And I think both guys, well, at least both guys could be first rounders.
They
You think, yeah, I was going to say, yeah, I would
There's
say
no
should
way
be.
Jackson
Yeah.
Powers Johnson isn't. I think Graham Barton has a chance to slip into the second, but I really think somebody will grab him in the first. I mean, he's that talented. I have him graded as first rounder.
Okay.
So take that for whatever it's worth. But so I think that has to be on the table. I think any edge player has to be on the table because again, think about it. Even if you're bringing Brandon Graham back, you have Josh Sweat, who arguably did not have the best year in his career. You have Hassan Reddick, who again is a little bit of will he be here? Will he get an extension? We don't know. And then you have Nolan Smith, who they just didn't want to play.
Right.
And so those are your guys. You have a guy who's ready to retire. You have a guy who's coming off his worst year. You have a guy who come off a slightly disappointing down year. And then you have a guy who didn't even play, really. So
that's a lot of unproven at that position.
For me, you really have two guys.
Yeah.
That underperformed what we thought they would do last year. And I think, you need to figure out something else. So I think an edge could certainly be in. And again, think about it. They love their trenches, so it's an easy choice. X tries. Sorry, I'm like the worst at pronouncing YouTube names, so forgive me. And if you tell me it once, like if you phonetically spell it out, I will remember it. Anyway, I have a feeling they signed Christian Wilkins. Seems to be a perfect fit. Listen, I'm not gonna lie and say I wouldn't love to have Christian Wilkins.
Sure.
I think he, again, coming from Miami, I think that would be a great addition. But yeah, listen, I think it really all depends on how much, how much money they're gonna want to spend, and they're gonna have a decent amount. To be perfectly honest,
well, also with the cap going up as much as it did, I think everybody's got a decent amount.
Well, yeah, okay, yes. Honestly, it went up. It went up like $4 million more than they projected. So, like, it's not like it's crazy, but yeah, I mean, listen, Christian Wilkins would certainly solve the need to, draft your boy, Byron Murphy.
Sure.
You add somebody like that to
and I'd be on board with that too. That means we don't have to use pick 22 to go fill that need, which I don't even know that that's necessarily a huge need to get that third defensive tackle in 3 years. But
I could say that in a million for a million hours right now talking about that, but they tried trading up for him in his draft class. Yeah, listen, he was a great player, and he is a great player. And I think that, I think a lot of people are very worried about Fletcher Cox leaving, which rightfully Cox has been with this team for a long time. He's one of
Yeah,
the four.
the hot rumor I heard earlier today is that Fletcher Cox is going to announce his retirement. Yeah.
Right. So he could very well retire.
Yeah.
And he also led the D tackles with about 650-ish snaps this offseason or this past season, and people are like, oh well, what are you going to do with those snaps? Well, listen, you have young players in Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Ajomo, and
Milton Williams. Yeah.
Milton Williams. And listen, those guys are going to get bumps in reps.
Sure.
I'm not saying that's going to solve all of those reps, but that's why I feel like, say, even if 300-ish reps are left, that sounds like a vet guy, cheap vet guy that they can sign to come in and take some pressure off and not. And again, don't get me wrong, I love Christian Wilkinson, and if they signed him, I'd jump for joy and be super, super duper, super happy. But I could see them going for somebody, I don't know. I'm trying to think of names, might be around, somebody like DJ Reader, coming off an injury, but again was he was 30, successful. Somebody like that, could come in and again eat up some snaps, basically. Or again, maybe somebody they grab in the third or the fifth round, and again somebody to kind of help to eat into those snaps. So very possible. Just kind of figured that might be the route they go, but they could have an opportunity to draft a Byron Murphy or who am I? Newton from Illinois is the other first round guy, I think. They may see that and want to say, screw it, let's load up. I wouldn't necessarily like that. That would not be my first choice. Just kind of like corner isn't necessarily my first choice either. I understand that it is a need. It's just not as great of a need as, say, what would you say after safety and linebacker, Eric? What would you say is the greatest need on this team, position-wise?
Okay,
rated safety and linebacker are clear 1 and 2, whatever way you want it. Linebacker, safety, linebacker.
Yeah, I mean, obviously linebacker 1, safety 2.
Boy.
I would go. It's funny. You're gonna probably be surprised by this one. Either tight end 2 or wide receiver 3.
I like that. I'm not gonna lie, I like that. I don't know if I would select a first rounder as a wide receiver.
Which is why I wouldn't object terribly to a trade down in the first round, especially if maybe you can get a team who wants to get, like, if there's somebody wants to come up and get, like, this is where you work your board. And
I thought you were gonna say, "Whoa, yeah, we trade down in the second and grab Xavier Worthy, the 17th Texas prospect I've named today."
I love me some Xavier Worthy, but he broke what's his name's record. John Ross, where's he now in the league? Like, speed's not everything.
You're right, but tell that to Deshaun Jackson.
Sure.
Tell that to Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, but those guys stayed in the league because they could run good routes.
Oh, okay, what are you saying? Xavier Worthy can't run good routes?
No, I know he can. I've seen him run good routes. But I'm saying, like, his 40 time doesn't, to me.
Well, no, it doesn't equate. But again, it excites people, and somebody will. I wouldn't be surprised. I always thought him and Adonai Mitchell were probably early second rounds.
Yeah.
The more and more I think I'm seeing things and thinking things, I could honestly see both of them jumping into the first. Which again goes to show you.
Well, if that happens, God bless whoever takes him in the first round. I mean, go get your bag, boys. Like,
yeah, no, you're 100% right. So, oh my God, if Laite Latu falls 22, I will personally run up to the fucking podium.
I will drive you to Detroit. Yeah. We will get on that podium and announce him as our pick.
I'm hoping to be there. Outside shot, but I doubt it. I'm
hoping to never be in the city of Detroit, but that's just me.
Oh wow, that's messed up. Yes, I would do it in a heartbeat, and I think Howie would too. I think you automatically have to. You can't roll out anybody on the lines, and that sucks because I would be violently pissed off if we drafted an offensive tackle in the first round. Violently pissed off. Like, besides that and quarterback, that is the only two positions I honestly, well, and because maybe running back because there's no first rounders, linebacker because there's no first rounders.
They won't take look, they will never. I don't care if there's 33 linebackers graded with first round grades. They will not take a linebacker in the first round.
Yeah, you might be right on that one. Who are your guys' top guys for 22? I don't think Mitchell or any of the top corners will be there. I think Mitchell probably priced himself out of the 22 spot.
Yeah,
I think
it's a shame because if he's there at 22, I'd love him. But
yeah, listen. Again, this is for me. I'm still pre-combine, but I am aware of what he did at the combine because again, I was kind of paying attention slightly, but. Listen, I think, Kwame Lassiter, or Kamari Lassiter, I'm sorry, is somebody I think is sneaking into the first round and could be in that consideration. But yeah, I kind of agree. I think I wouldn't be surprised if Arnold, Wiggins, DeJean, Mitchell, are probably all gone. I think Kool-Aid will be there. I just don't know if would be still considered about a first rounder anymore. I don't know. I feel like he's really slipping.
The injury and not being able to pass the combine, but yeah.
Yes, JPJ I think is an easy run up and draft. I think they would absolutely love.
I'll use a hot button term for you that you're going to hear a lot this year, or like every year this time of year, a plug and play. Like he is somebody you can just take him and play him.
Yeah, listen, I think everybody's worried about the look and the feel of this offensive line next year and how ultimately it's going to be downgraded. But I think you get somebody like a JPJ, I think that minimizes quite a bit.
Yeah, and then you can say we're not rebuilding, we're reloading that offensive line. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And this way you keep Juergens where he's at. Give him another year to kind of keep learning. And Steen still, can kind of figure himself out, keep learning out and be the utility guy, so to speak. So yeah, I listen. I think the more and more, it's not sexy, but I would, again, unless, no one falls to you, and that's who you got. I mean, imagine Kamari, then Bullard. Jesus, we would have it all Georgia. We'd have a Georgia corner, Georgia safety, Georgia linebacker, and two Georgia D tackles and one Georgia edge. That would cover every position. So you're right. Now we just gotta start filling in the gaps there. JPJ can also play guard, which would be nice. Well, yeah, I think now that Kelce's retired, I think if you draft JPJ, you
drafting him to play center. Right?
Yeah, you have to draft him to play center, right? I mean,
because you've already got Juergens in playing guard, and
right, he's already. So mess up two people that are essentially playing a new position. Even though Jurgens, played it for years, he's still going back to it. He's still switching a position, even if it's a position to need. And necessarily not saying that JPJ couldn't play guard. I just think it would just be easier keep JPJ at center, keep him there the rest of his career, hopefully for the next 13 years.
Yeah, hey, look, that'd be a heck of a run there to go from Kelce to JPJ for 13 years.
But Jurgens was handpicked by Kelce to replace him. That's how I think it would play out. I get it. I don't know. I just think you just don't miss that opportunity to keep a young kid in a position.
Position he's already shown that he's comfortable in.
Yeah.
And Jurgens has already shown that he's comfortable playing guard at the next level. I just don't want, I get your point. I just don't want to upset that apple cart of saying, okay, now that we asked Jurgens to learn this new position of guard and he's done it and done well at it, okay, now go back to your old natural position of center, and let's hope that you can then, your first year as a starting center in the NFL, and now we're going to take JPJ and say, okay, now you've been a center in college your whole career. Now we're going to tell you to go play guard.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
I'm sure you could, but
right, and I think you bring a great point. Is that conversation is something that's going to need to be had, and Jurgens again may just kind of be left holding the bag, so to speak, and have to play guard.
And if that happens, then that happens. But
or we draft, somebody in the second round, and draft a guard, and boom, we just remake that whole.
Using the center, and then you plug in. Then
we draft JPJ in the first. We draft somebody in the second as a guard, and we say, you know what, Jurgens, you could sit on the bench.
I mean, look, that could happen too, but this is kind of the beauty of the off season. You can experiment with all these different things.
All right. Well, I just got the let's wrap it up notification from my son. Who, he's had enough. Listen, we've been here for almost an hour. And yeah, listen, for all of you who's still mourning the Jason Kelce news, we feel you. Please go have yourself a beer, celebrate Jason Kelce. But before we do that, one last commercial for the Edge of Philly Sports, and that's our favorite, and that's Philly Sports Trips.
All right, guys, if you're a Philly sports fan and you want to travel with your favorite team, then travel with the best. Go to phillysportstrips.com. They have self-travel packages and full travel packages available with round-trip flights from the Philadelphia airport. Packages include direct flights, 4-night stays, all-inclusive tailgate parties, lower-level group tickets. Whatever you want, you got it with phillysportstrips.com. If you want to travel to an upcoming Phillies game, make sure you check out Philly Sports Trips. And do not forget, Philly Sports Trips has all the away trips for the Eagles' upcoming 2023 season. Jump on it now, because you do not want to lose out on all these great opportunities. Go to phillysportstrips.com.
I have a feeling Dibes might be voicing over all of the ads right now.
It seems that way. But good for Dives.
Good for him. Hopefully he got paid well for doing that. Hungry dogs run faster, indeed.
Oh, yeah, that's a great note to end on.
Yeah. Well, listen. Thank you, Jason Kelce, for a wonderful 13 years here in Philadelphia. We hope to see you around. I'm sure we will continue to see you in Sea Isle, as you are clearly the mayor of Sea Isle.
Yeah, I'll see you at the OD there, Jason.
Yeah, we certainly will. So. All right, folks. Well, that's going to be it for us. We will wrap things up. We will see you guys next Monday evening. But please stay tuned for Sunday at noon, location to be determined. But we will be bringing you the Philly Sports Alliance off-season roundtable number 1. We will be breaking down the start of free agency, which is next Wednesday. So stay tuned for that. Learn all you can about free agency, who's available, what we need, and who might be staying, who might be going, and all of that. So we'll bring all that to you. We'll have a few drinks, have a few laughs to join us for that. We do appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, to the Edge of Philly Sports YouTube for chiming in as always. And, of course, everybody in the chat. Thank you so much. Too many to name, but, especially to Martian Lynch, as I'm probably saying that wrong. Because I want to say Marshawn Lynch, but it's Martian Lynch. I don't know. I'll never get it right. But anyway, Eric, you have anything to add before we get on out of here?
Nah.
All right. Gotta love it. Well, we will see you guys next week. We'll see you also on Sunday. Please make sure that you check us out on Facebook, on YouTube. Please give that subscribe, that like, that follow. It does mean the world to us. So we'll see you guys next week for the Football Smack Talk Show. I am Ryan.
I'm Eric. Happy football, everybody. Only 185 days to go.
I like that. That sounds pretty good to me. All right, everybody. Later. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Nope, wrong one. What am I doing? Don't know what I'm doing. Totally lost it. Oh.